Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. It's good to be here with you. And thank you for giving me your usual Thursday night grace. You guys do realize that my schedule is rather hectic. And I rarely cancel lives unless I'm traveling or it is a special occasion. So we won't have live the week after next because it is my birthday week. And I plan to get a little bit of R&R just for a couple of days. It won't be long. There's nothing wrong with my camera. I'm just getting some things set up.
The other Jack Parsons into that, and this is
Getting some things set up. You heard the game. So there's nothing wrong with the camera. Just give me a second here to get my lighting together. But yeah, I rarely cancel lives. And this has been a very exhausting week, but a lot of things, a lot of good things happened and a lot of things were taken care of. And there we go. Excited to talk about a couple of things tonight. And plus, tonight's topic is a very powerful one. Indeed. Where is my comb for my beard? There it is. It's a very important topic tonight. And so wouldn't miss it for anything up to and including fatigue, which I do have a little bit of that, I'll admit. But it's good to be here with you. Do me a favor, because I'm really ripping and running. I've been bouncing from thing to thing today. And really stuff to get my things together for Dallas tomorrow. I haven't had much time to do much of anything. But we are here. Oh, I forgot to cut on TikTok. I've been ripping and running. Give me 1 second. And then we're going to start roll calling here in a second. Because I do want to acknowledge everybody and where you're tuned in from. Tonight's going to be a good live. And it's going to be a challenging live. And I'm excited about that. All right. So if you haven't already, go ahead and start getting ready to share. Yeah, I completely, April. That's how much I've been ripping and running today. It's been crazy. Well, really all week. But the things that have been accomplished has been insane. And one of those things I plan to share with you tonight. So, yes, April, I need you to get where you're supposed to be, my friend. I need you there. It should be up and running. And I appreciate you. All right, y'all, do me a favor. City, state, if you're from America, country, if you're not from America, let me know where you're tuned in. Can you do that? Let me know where you're tuned in. From Dallas, thank you so much, Shonda. I hope you're going to be at that tour stop Saturday. I'm going to be in Dallas on Saturday. I'm really excited about that, and really hope you're going to be there. Los Angeles, going to be in Los Angeles in October. See you there. Poconos, Pennsylvania. Thank you so much. Wichita Falls, Texas. All right. Come on, y'all. The Bronx. Thank you so much. Hazarada. Detroit. Thank you. Jamaica. Greensboro. Thank you, Caitlin. Brooklyn, New York. Richmond, Virginia. Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth. You better be. That's Laura. I hope I see you Saturday, Laura. Marietta, Georgia. Thank you, Lamisha. Appreciate you. Conyers, Georgia. Of course, I'm alive. I don't know why y'all would think otherwise. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Miss April. Denver, Colorado, Venezuela. Thank you. Huntersville. Hey, Tammany. Good to see you. Long Beach, California. Huntsville, Brother Jonathan. Good to see you, my man. I have not forgotten you. My list of things to discuss with you grows by the week. Brother O'Neill, Atlanta, good to see you. Thank you. Cincinnati, I'm going to be in Atlanta in December for the last stop of 2025. So I really need everybody to mark your calendars for December the 13th. And I don't care if you've been at another stop. I need you to be in Atlanta on December the 13th. Make it your Christmas gift to yourself. Bring a boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, side piece, whatever you need to bring. Come on. I would love to see you there. December the 13th, Cleveland, Ohio. Thank you so much. Retanya, Memphis, Tennessee. I love your name. Thank you. Eric, what's up, brother? Shreveport, Louisiana. Hope to see you in New Orleans in November. Um, Good. London. That's what I'm talking about. I need to be in London in 2026. My goal is to add at least one country to the tour stop in 2026. I don't know what that's going to be, but I would love to do that. I have a lot of love in the UK and a lot of clients in the UK as well. Charlotte, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Delaware, ATL, yes. Be there. Napa, California, definitely on my to-do list for personal reasons. Venezuela. Venezuela's too early to be using the soundboard. Hey, thank you so much, Bronxy from New York. I appreciate you so much. All right. Herm Gibson, thank you, Mr. Gibson from Panama. Appreciate you so much, sir, for your support. Means a lot. Charlotte, North Carolina. Um, yeah, this is really good. Y'all, after you know the rules, after you let me know where you're from, I need you to hit the share button. Let's get these numbers up tonight. Thailand, thank you so much. Glad you were able to make it, Miss America. Proud of you. Washington, D.C., thank you. I appreciate you. Kia Boo, thank you. Georgia, New Orleans. I'll see you soon, Miss Betsy, in November. If you don't have a ticket from New Orleans, make sure you do that right away. Those tickets are 20 bucks. 20-year commemoration of Hurricane Katrina, something I wanted to do for the city. Those tickets are 20 bucks. And so if you've never been to New Orleans or you need a weekend away, get to New Orleans November the 15th. Those tickets are going to move fast. So you better grab one. Cincinnati, and we do have a cap there. Once we're out, we are out. Thank you so much. Baltimore, hey, Miss Michonne, good to see you. Maryland, Cincinnati. All right. All right. Are y'all letting me know where you're tuned in from? I hope so. I hope you're doing that. All right, Thailand, you've helped. Thank you. You've helped me a lot. Sam, I appreciate you. Always good. Let me tell you something, y'all. And this is for real. Not blowing smoke. Appreciate that comment, Sam. A lot, my demographics in terms of the people that I service, a lot more men showing up in this space. Charlotte really showed off. There were a lot of men in the at the Charlotte stop, so much so that talked to a few of them about being a part of a larger national team that I'm putting together to do events. And a lot of men are showing up in this space. Now, I'm getting excited personally because you all know I've always wanted to do like a little dating thing. Um, do I have family in that area, Ohio? I don't think so. Not that I know of. I've always wanted to get into this matchmaker thing. I really want to do like a dating show. And I got women, there's plenty of women here, but we need to get more men here. And there are a lot of men that are starting to tune in that are following this work. I'm trying to hook some of y'all up. I need y'all to get married and invite Doc to your wedding. I'll come. Put on a nice tux. Maybe the Lord bless me with a little +1 or something. If not, it'd be +0. And I come on. And but I really want to see y'all do that. All right. And I mean that sincerely. So um y'all, let's make it happen. I really do. No, I'm not making this up. I really do want to do a dating thing. And I have a lot of men that are tuning in and that are showing up at these stops now, and it's picking up by the city. And so let's make that happen. And I think I could certainly do it in a healthy way. So for real, I'm not blowing smoke. Y'all are somebody telling some here you go. I'm not being funny. I'm right. I can't, I'm not officiating, but I definitely would love to play matchmaker and, make y'all make this happen. Okay. And so I don't know why you don't have your Dallas ticket. I don't know who Miss Alamo is, but you better hurry up and get a ticket in Dallas. Yeah, now, let me tell you, let me just fuss at Dallas real quick while y'all telling me where y'all from. Dallas, y'all moving real slow. And my site coordinator, Miss Sion, is not pleased. And for her sanity, I need y'all to get some tickets right away. I mean that sincerely. I need y'all to get some tickets right away because she is not pleased and she lets me know about every day. Sweet woman, doing a really good job with an awesome team in Dallas. And so if you don't have a ticket in Dallas, if you're in the DFW area, if you're in Houston and you feel like making the drive, I got people that's driving from Houston that's coming. My media team, shout out to my media team, Third Eye Studios, which is the best in the business. They're coming from Houston, just as they've been for every stop. And so I need you all to come. I need you to get to Dallas. Get to Dallas Saturday. I need to see more of y'all. I need about 15. I need really about 20 more tickets sold in the next 24 hours. All right. Can we do that? I need about 20 more tickets sold in the next 24 hours. So get your tickets, Dallas, and I want to see you guys there. But I'm serious about this whole matchmaker thing. I really would love to do it. I love seeing people, fall in love. I think it's a great thing. And just because you've been in situations where love hasn't worked out for you in the past doesn't mean you got to be a party pooper and a negative Nancy. Some of y'all single because you mean. Oh my God. Ain't because you ain't fine, ain't because you ain't got looks, ain't because you ain't got money. You just mean. Let me put on my mic because I'm already starting to talk and I want it to sound like I got no lisp. I need y'all to hear me loud and clear tonight. Some of y'all single because you mean. Period. You check every box, including the mean one. Oh my God. You check in every single box, including the I'm mean as heck box. And that's the truth. So I mean that. I want to have my traditional back home in Ghana. You come and yeah, I'll come. I'll come. You get married out there. All I need is an invitation. I'm serious. Y'all think I'm playing? If y'all shoot me an invitation, Tammy said the mean box is diabolical. It is. Mean box is diabolical. Now, y'all can take that for whatever way you want to. Oh my God. Mean box and mean feet, diabolical. And some of y'all are single because that's where you are. It's just the truth. You check all of it. You got a great career, you got great looks, you got all of that stuff. You just mean. You hard. You difficult. And I ain't just talking about the women too. Some of you men are mean too. You mean because you hurt. You mean because you listening to too much red pill stuff and it's got you all in this space, in this dating space, all unhealthy, and you're looking too crazy. Oh my God. And you meeting women, and the first question you asking them is, "Are you submissive?" Negro, she don't know you. Why would what? This ain't got nothing to do with the live tonight. But since I'm here, let me go ahead and put up the ways to support. So y'all already know the drill. I'll get through my announcements tonight. Why would somebody that just met you answer a question about being submissive? And y'all get, as soon as you meet people, are you submissive? To what? I don't know you. And you ladies ain't much better. Your first question to me was, so where you work? What you do? I had a client tell me, a man tell me he met a lady, and I'm gonna tell you the city. He was in LA, Hollywood. He met a lady, and the lady said, "Oh, you're a very nice looking man." He said, "Thank you." He asked her what her name was, told her, said, "You from the area?" She was like, "Yeah." She was, and she just cut right to the chase. She said, "So what do you do? How much money do you make?" Oh my God. True story. True story. So it ain't just men out here that's dysfunctional. You women are too. And if you're a first time viewer and you are not used to my work, welcome to Inspire Nation, where we get everybody. Man, woman, woman, I don't care what you are. I'm an equal opportunity offender because I'm an equal opportunity healer. It's what we do. So I ain't got no favorites here. I'm serious. The stuff that I hear would make Elvis blush in his grave. So I would love to do some work in this dating space. I'm playing with some things and some ideas. Y'all just pray somebody puts me on TV. I think a lot of the executives are probably scared to put me on TV. They're probably scared of what I might get on there and say.
But I know how to be mindful of my surroundings and still be true to who I am. Now, I'm not gonna not be true to who I am, but I know how to be mindful of my surroundings too. But y'all pray I get on TV because I would love to do some of this stuff and show the world how it's done. But I'm telling you, man, this dating pool is wild out here from what I've been hearing. I don't have no personal stories, but for what I've been hearing, this dating pool is wild out here. So, men, stop meeting women and asking them if they submissive within the first 90 minutes you done met her. You don't know her. You don't know, bro. In fact, let me go further than that. You might not even like her enough to even ask that question. Why would you be even asking a woman you don't even know if you like about a spiritual principle? The better question, instead of getting in all of that, ask about our spiritual foundation. So, what's up with your spiritual foundation? What do you believe? Let her talk. Are you submissive? Can you cook? Do you like to clean? Y'all be saying this stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy out here. Hey, if you don't have my book, 250 questions, dating questions to ask, questions about love and relationships, download the ebook. Links on my bio. Some of y'all need them questions because this stuff y'all asking is crazy. And women, you ain't much better. To some of y'all, to some of you women on here, everything about a man is a red flag but your history. Oh my God. Everything about a man is a red flag but how accountable you are. Everything about a man is a red flag but the last time you said I'm sorry. Oh my God. That's what I'm just saying. So I'm just anyway. Let me get into this real quick. Y'all put in city, state, all that stuff. I ain't even got my notes because I'm on here running my mouth. And tonight's going to just be one of those nights. I can see it. But my goal is to be off before 11. Some of y'all first-time viewers are like, you really on here until 11? Yeah, sometimes 11:30. And the room is packed. I plan to do a Thursday night after dark at some point. I don't know if I'm going to do that publicly or just for subscribers. Where I can talk about some other next level stuff. I don't know. But let me get my notes together because tonight's going to be good. While I'm doing that, let me welcome subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. If you have not subscribed to Eagle Nation, which is my subscription community on IG as well as Patreon, make sure you do that. The Eagle Nation community is really growing. And so I really appreciate all of you for your support. So I always like to start my lives by thanking my subscribers. I appreciate your support. Now, that said, where are my notes? Oh my goodness, that's the wrong screen. I got too much going on, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Doc is all over the place. Just give me a second, okay? A friend of mine used to always say, give me a second. Just give me a second. Y'all give me a second. 1 second here. Tonight's going to be really good. Again, if you don't have your tickets for Dallas, make sure you do that. It is this weekend. I need to get rid of about 20 or 25 more tickets. Ain't no more promo codes. Thank you, Naomi the G. I appreciate you always. So proud of you. And really appreciate your support in every way. That was 9-4 was last week, right? If you have not subscribed on YouTube, make sure you do that also. If you've been following my content for a long time, you will notice I've been posting different. I've been posting shorts, but this is something I committed to doing during the month of September. My media team had a really good idea to do this. And it's really been good because it's given me a break during the month of September, which if you follow my work, I post pretty consistently every day, every week, same cadence, and I don't really miss a beat. And so But my media team thought it was a good idea to not only mix some things up, but also give me a break as well. So shout out to Third Eye Studios. Appreciate you. Let me say this quickly. My books should be opening for new clients in November. That sounds like a long ways from now. It's not. This is the middle of September. We'll be in November in a month and a half. My books will be opened up for new clients in November. Let me just say this, and I say this with love and a lot of humility, but of course, honesty, because that's the only way I know to be. If you sign up for a couple sessions with your partner, please talk to your partner before you come. I know a lot of you are so eager to have your partner in front of me because you just think I can just change and fix y'all's situation. And hey, I think I'm pretty good in this space, but the reality is I need you to make sure you talk to your partner. Because if you and your partner don't have the same shared values and you're in the healing and they don't like the truth, it's not going to be some good sessions, at least not for your partner. I'm finding that a lot of couples are coming to me, and one of the people are bringing, and if I'm just being brutally honest, normally it's the woman that's bringing her husband or bringing her boyfriend, if I'm just being brutally honest. And she's just so eager. Oh my God, Doc can help us. I really want us to grow. I want us to be together. Da, 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 da. And she drags her husband or boyfriend on the screen, and he's there. And then while he's there, I listen to the sides, and then I start hitting with brutal truths, and you can just see the demeanor and the posture, disposition. I've had people get up and walk off the camera. And I'm only saying this because there are other people that really want to put in this work. And if there are people behind you that want to really do the work, just talk to your partner. All right. And I mean that sincerely. I mean it with love, but I'm being incredibly honest here. This is why it's so important that you marry people with shared values. Because if you don't marry people with shared values, when things get hard, we're going to find out. Everybody's going to know. Your family going to know. You going to know. Your counselor, your therapist, your coach going to know. Okay, so that'll be coming up soon. My books will be opening for new clients. Shout out to Danielle. I've got an assistant now, and she's doing a phenomenal job, and really been working with her to just kind of get her up to speed and implementing a lot of ideas and things that she has about my work, and it's really been helping me. And it doesn't feel like it right now because she's just starting and just going, and it's really chaotic. But I can already see how it's going to save me some time in a couple of months as she gets her feet established. And so if you see somebody copied on some of the messages to you, especially I'm talking to those of you that are clients, don't be alarmed. It is her, and she's really helping me to do some things in a more efficient way. Um, we talked about the tour stops. I'll get into that in a second. All right, let's talk ground rules. Support the show. You see the ways to support the show on the screen. If enough of you support the show, I will leave the show up. You know how this works. The last 3 weeks have been really good. Last week was just okay. I started not to put it up, but the week before last was a really good support week. I want you guys to support the show. Your support goes towards me maybe having lunch. Dallas is a great food town. I might get a decent dinner Friday. I plan to watch the fight somewhere on Saturday. That's where I'm gonna be. Somewhere where hopefully ain't a lot of people and a lot of food. But your support absolutely goes a long way in helping us continue to do what we do. And it is important that you participate in your own rescue. Y'all stop being freeloaders. Some of y'all freeloaders, you're gonna where Doc at? It's 9:09 and it said 9:08. He ain't started yet. This could be pay-per-view. Some of you freeload and you complain. I imagine you to be people sitting in front of your computer picking through your toes, just complaining. Stop. Stop being so entitled in this free space called social media. All right. And so I want to encourage you to participate in your own rescue. It's so important. That's why I asked for the donations, not because I need them, but you need to participate in your own rescue. And frankly, this 90 minutes that you're going to get tonight is more counseling, therapy, and coaching than most of y'all have gotten in your entire life. Oh my God. And I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you what it is. Okay. So participate in your own rescue, and I would highly recommend it. All right. That said, make sure you grab your journal. If you don't already have it, get your journal. Record notes tonight. You're going to need it. If I say something that makes sense, I want you to type church in the comments with as many R's as possible. If you're going to support the show, support the show. The ways to support the show are on the screen. And drop a salad icon to let me know you support it. Don't lie. Y'all don't get on here lying. To let me know you supported the show, but also let other people that know that you supported the show as well. In the event that you see an ignorant comment, somebody saying something stupid off the wall, being ignorant, saying something crazy, all you got to do is just drop a little eagle icon. Thank you, Lamisi. I appreciate you for your support. All you got to do is just drop an eagle icon in the chat area, and our awesome moderators in all of the networks will shoot those eagles out of the sky by blocking them. All right. So don't go back and forth with people in the comment section. If you see an ignorant comment, just drop an eagle and we'll go from there. All right. So I appreciate all of you. Let's get into it. Put tonight's topic in the subject line. The people pleasers iceberg. This is going to be fun. The people pleasers iceberg. Doc, what in the ham sandwich are you talking about? I'm explaining. The people pleasers, apostrophe S, iceberg. Let's talk about it. I'm not talking about lettuce. Tonight, I am talking about people pleasing, but in a different way. And the reason why I'm talking about people pleasing is because if I had to measure, let's just say I took all the data. If I took all the data from all of the clients that I have right now, I'm up to 1,171 clients in 48 countries. We will hit 1,200. We will hit 1,200 clients by the end of 2025. That's remarkable. Y'all, you got to remember, I had 21 clients just 4 years ago. 21 clients doing this work part-time and completely stepped out on faith. Right? And so if I had to rank all of the issues that I deal with people on as it relates to this work, top 5 easily is people pleasing. Easily. If I had this to rank this, say, out of 10 clients, like the top 10 issues, at least 4 to 5 of those clients have problems with people pleasing. That's roughly 1 out of 2, which means if we just do the math with everybody on this live, I'm going to go as far as to say at least 1 out of 2 of you have challenges with people pleasing. And let's see how many of you are going to operate in self-awareness or honesty. What's honest or self-awareness, Doc? Honesty about who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. If you have challenges with people pleasing, and I can look at the math right now, we are just around 350 viewers. That's real low. We're normally in the 800-900 range. Let's get this number up. If you have challenges with people pleasing, I want you to type a 1 in the comment area quickly. Thank you. Thank you, AC. If you've ever had challenges with people pleasing, or you got challenges right now, put a 1 in the comments. 1 should be flying. Some of y'all lying. And see, you ain't gonna heal if you ain't self-aware. That ain't real. At least 1 out of, I would say 3 just to be generous. 1 out of 3 people, if I were to look at my data, in my database with my clients, struggle with people pleasing. So we're going to deal with this, but we're going to deal with it in a different way. Now, let me give you this. Definitions. You guys know I do custom definitions here. Let me give you a custom definition, and I want to give you a custom definition of a people pleaser. This is how Doc defines people pleasing. I don't look on the dictionary. I don't look in journals with professional, I've got books, obviously, with professional definitions of all of these psychological terms. I give definitions in a way that you can understand it. It's why I teach in analogies. Let me give you my definition of people pleasing. You ready? Here's my definition of people pleasing. Number 1, or the definition: a person who prioritizes the needs, interests, and well-being of others above the safety, well-being, and needs of their own. I'll say it again. A people pleaser, my definition, is a person who prioritizes the needs, interests, and well-being of others above the safety, well-being, and needs of their own. I'm going to give it to you again. It's a long definition. You're writing this stuff in your journal. If my body language and voice gives you anxiety, log off. It's going to get bad. And let me just go a little bit further and say this. The stuff that I say online don't compare to the stuff that I think. Most of y'all can't even handle a polished version of me. You could not handle me as your coach. I would destroy you. Because most of you have never been challenged beyond the little bubble that you're in. And that's why you've been in therapy for 12 years and you've solved no problems. Oh my God. So take it how you want it. There is a reason why my work is successful. That definition of people pleasing again, a person who prioritizes the needs, interests, and well-being of others above the safety, well-being, and needs of their own. That's a people pleaser. And I'm not giving any exceptions to this. I'm talking about your wife, your husband, and kids. Oh my God, Doc's losing his mind. He's telling me that I can't prioritize the needs of my wife, my husband, my kids, my pastor, all these people. Yeah, I'm telling you that. I'm absolutely telling you that. You know why? Because most of you have a very unhealthy relationship with the word sacrifice. And after tonight, I am going to heal your relationship with sacrifice. You got your ticket, Miss Alomo? Thank you. I can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to hug your neck. I mean it. Many of you have an unhealthy relationship with sacrifice. Because what you've been taught sacrifice is not what sacrifice is. Let me just go ahead and cut to that real quick right now. Let me help y'all explain the sacrifice so that you can get a healthy version of what the word sacrifice is, so that you can understand that when it comes to people pleasing, there are no exceptions to the rule. Listen to me. Boundaries, y'all, belong to everybody. Boundaries belong to your mama. Boundaries belong to your daddy. Boundaries belong to your pastor. Boundaries belong to your rabbi. Here I am. I don't know, for some reason, I'm getting visibility restriction on TikTok already. I don't know what these people are talking about. These people are just nuts on TikTok, for real, literally, bona fide. But that's where the whiners be. I don't care if it's your rabbi. I don't care if it's your mama. I don't care if it's your kids. I don't care who it is. Everybody needs boundaries. And when you live a boundary-less life, you are bound to not understand what it means to sacrifice. Now watch this. Let me go ahead and mess some of you believers up. You guys know I'm a believer. You know that. But you also know I have clients that are atheist, Muslim, agnostic, from all across the board in 48 countries now, almost 1,200. You know why all of these people from all of these faiths come to me? Because I take very complex topics and make them very easy to understand. And here's one of them: sacrifice. Watch this. How many of you have ever heard the phrase, it's better to give than to receive? Anybody? Has anybody else besides me heard the phrase, it's better to give than to receive? Y'all heard that, right? Yes, 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 yes. I've heard it. And then what people say is this. People say, especially believers, well, you should think that way because that's what the Bible says. The Bible doesn't say it's better to give than to receive. Doesn't say that. And I'm not going to give you guys a Bible study tonight, as much as many of you want me to. I'm not going to do it. I have clients from all across the walks of the board, and it's not in there. It doesn't say it's better to give than to receive. What it says is that it's more joyful to give than to receive. Why is that important? Because it is easy to be excited about giving when you got something to give. So many of you have a scarred perspective of sacrifice because you've been telling people that it's better to give than to receive, and it ain't better when you ain't got nothing to give. It ain't. When you broke and trying to give, ain't nothing better about that. When you can't pay your own bills because you're paying everybody else's bills, ain't nothing joyful about that. So it's not better to give than it is to receive. It is more blessed to give than to receive, which means if you can give more than you receive, that means you are blessed. Is this thing going? Because you have something to give. Which means the only way you can truly sacrifice is if you got something. So let me ask you something. If you always giving and 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 sacrificing and sacrificing and sacrificing, but you never have nothing yourself, how are you blessed? You ain't. You're not. You're not. That ain't even what the Bible says. It says it's more blessed to give than to receive, not better to give. And y'all, it's better to give than to receive. And so what does this have to do with people pleasing? It's got a lot. Because when you have that kind of mentality and it's false, then you will absolutely then turn around and think that sacrifice means just giving and giving and giving and never receiving. It doesn't mean that. It does not mean that. And your Bible does not say it. So tonight, I got to fix your relationship with sacrifice. Some of you are exhausted, not because you're bad people. You're exhausted because you don't have a healthy relationship with sacrifice. Oh, you need to put that in your notes. That was salad worthy. Some of y'all are tired, not because you're bad people. You're tired because you don't have a healthy relationship with sacrifice and you're not great with boundaries. And when you're not great with boundaries and you don't have a healthy relationship with sacrifice, you're going to be worn out. You know why? Because all you're going to be doing is giving and giving and giving and giving without any seed being received. He gives seed to the sower. Another verse y'all screw up. Well, interesting. If he gives seed to the sower, then that makes the sower blessed. So then the sower can bless and give to others because he or she has seed. So the only way a sower can sacrifice is with seed. And if you have an unhealthy view of sacrifice because all you do is give, but you don't set up boundaries so that you can have, you're not going to be a blessed sower. I can do this in my sleep. So you've got to fix your relationship with sacrifice. And I'm going to fix it tonight. Because 1 out of 3 of you on this call are people pleasers. And that's why you're tired. That's why you have a hard time sleeping at night. That's why you're so anxious during the day. We're going to talk about anxiousness too. Because approximately 65% of the world's population is anxious. That's 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 of you on this call have an anxious attachment style. That's what the data says. You know where that's coming from too? People pleasing, poor relationship with sacrifice. It's going to all make sense in a second. And meanwhile, you walk around talking about something. It's better to give than to receive. Ridiculously false. Y'all, people just don't read. They don't read. It's a blessing to give, more of a blessing to give than it is to receive. Why? Because you have to be blessed to give. And the only way you're going to be blessed is if you have a healthy relationship with sacrifice. If you have a healthy relationship with boundaries, expectations. So a people pleaser is a person who prioritizes the needs, interests, and well-beings of others above the safety, well-being, and needs of their own. Y'all got that definition? Now, let's talk about glaciers, icebergs, and this word called calving. This is going to get fun. I had an incredible revelation with the client about 2 weeks ago, and I said, you know what? I'm going to teach this. Had an incredible relationship with a client, or incredible revelation with the client, and I want to teach this. Get a blank sheet of paper. I ain't even think I was going to draw anything, but I think I'm going to try to draw this out. Not much of an artist, but it's going to make sense. Get a blank sheet of paper. Grab your Sharpie or something, or just a blank sheet of paper in your journal. It's fine. Had a revelation when I was talking to a client about people pleasing a couple of weeks ago. And I explained this to her in the context of an iceberg. Y'all got a Sharpie? Get one. I need blue because I need to draw some water. And I need light blue because I need to draw some ice. I'm not the artist. My daughter is a better artist than my son. They draw pretty good. Get your piece of paper, hold it landscape. Let's do this. First of all, at the bottom of that page, Lord, I got stuff everywhere. Lord, my desk is just a mess. About a fourth of the way of the page, go ahead and make you some water. Like so. Okay? Just follow me. This is going to make sense in a second. Y'all supporting the show? Make you some water like so. Okay? Then get you a different color marker. I'm going to use a light blue. I hope it's a decent color blue. No, that's too close. I'm going to use green. We're going to play like water is green. How about that? All it is in Turks and Caicos. Where I wish I was right now. We're going to make the water green like we're in Turks and Caicos. And I want you, with this green marker, to draw a shape that looks like a flask. Y'all stay with me. Blue water, draw a green shape that looks like a flask. Okay? And through that flask, I want you to just draw some lines like this. Those lines are going to represent the veins that run through ice. So it looks like so. Okay? And if you want to be extra artistic, if you're in the artistic mood, hey, why not just put a little bit of sunshine up here in the corner? I feel like I'm in third grade with this diagram. Put a little bit of sunshine up there in the corner. Okay? So you got a little bit of sunshine, and you got some blue water. You got this green thing right here. Okay? If you don't have green, get a different color. Your water can be red. Okay? Just make it work. All right? Now I'm drawing this off the dome. Okay? Now, this mechanism at the bottom is called a glacier. Stay with me. Analogy prints at work. This little green mechanism here is called a glacier. A glacier is nothing more than ice that is formed that is connected to the ground of the ocean floor. Right? This can be 50 feet here, right? We don't know what this is. Depends on where you are, depends on where the glacier is, right? But this is ice that connects to the ground up bottom, the ground of the ocean floor, and it sprouts up so high that it sprouts above the ocean water. Y'all stay with me. Okay? Are y'all with me? Everybody there? Okay? Now, that's called a glacier. I want you on top of the blue water. I want you to just draw two squares. And I want you to put lines in them. Make them kind of like they're ice cubes. Like so. Okay? So this is, let me draw my blue water a little bit thicker here. I don't see a lot of comments, so I hope y'all are drawing, right? You know, we make it real simple here. Doc teaches in analogies, so you are without excuse. I teach on a 3rd grade level, so everybody get it. So here's your water. Here's your glacier. Okay? Here's your glacier. And here are what I've drawn almost as ice cubes, but these ice cubes are really what we call icebergs. Y'all drawing this? Y'all should be supporting the show. Some of you may even know where I'm going. Some of you don't know where I'm going, but when you find this out, this is going to blow your mind of how this got to do with people pleasing. Just hold on. So again, because I'm a teacher at heart, water in the blue, a glacier is a mountain of ice that forms from the ocean, the floor of the ocean, that sprouts above sea level or where the water flows. That's the glacier. These are icebergs. The icebergs come when, get a different color mark if you got it. I got a whole thing of Sharpies. Absolutely not. Well, have you guys been doing the books? Okay, that's fine, but set your alarms, 6 o'clock. Sorry, y'all. Get you a different color Sharpie, and I want you above the glacier. I want you to write this word. I'd never heard this word before, called calving. I was explaining this to a client, and I didn't know the technical term. I just knew enough about icebergs to know how they work. That icebergs are formed from glaciers. Glaciers are connected to icebergs. Let me put my diagram back up. Icebergs are formed from glaciers. Glaciers are connected to the ground floor of the ocean. It is a sheet of ice, a big mountain of ice that comes up that goes through the water. And these icebergs are formed from that. But I didn't know how they were formed. I just assumed that when the sun shines, the ice melts. Common sense. When the ice melts, the ice that is above the water falls into the ocean that forms the icebergs. That process is called calving. Yes, calving, not Calvin, like McDonald's guy. Y'all remember the McDonald's commercials with Calvin? I just showed my age. So the ice does a mechanism called calving. And that in essence means that the ice above the water starts to melt. And when it does, it drops into the ocean and forms icebergs. Are y'all with me? So again, this is the water. A glacier is an ice structure that forms from the ground of the ocean up through where the water breaks. As it emerges above the water, it goes through a calving process where the ice that is above the water, perhaps through the sun shining and melting it, causes the glacier to split apart. And when the ice breaks, it forms icebergs. The sun has nothing to do with none of this. I need you to stay with me. And if you catch this revelation, you will never be a people pleaser again. The sun has nothing to do with the ice formation process. Nothing. But when the ice rears its head from its foundation, it becomes subject to an external force called the sun. When the ice rears its head from the foundation, it becomes subject to external factors called the sun. And the sun exposes the glacier and breaks it apart. I'm going to do the crickets because I don't think y'all even caught this yet. Watch this. The icebergs, that's your people pleasing. Listen to me. The icebergs, that's your people pleasing. Why? Because people pleasing is the manifestation of something that's happening at your core. Y'all don't support this show, my subscribers are going to eat this alive. And y'all won't see this again. The icebergs is your people pleasing. But the icebergs are the manifestation of things that happen outside of you. The sun, people getting on your nerves, people asking things, relationships you're in, situations you're connected to, etc., etc., etc. That then break you at your core and create the manifestation of behavior like people pleasing that really resonates at the foundation of who you are. Because if there is no glacier, there are no icebergs. I want you to put that in the chat in all capital letters. If there is no glacier, there are no icebergs. Can I help you? You don't stop people pleasing by working on stop people pleasing. You don't fix your attitude by working on your attitude. You don't fix your anxiousness by trying to calm down. That's the model of therapy that keeps you in therapy for 20 years. Ain't enough deep breathing in the world that's going to stop your anxiety if you don't get to the glacier that caused it. I don't know if this is making sense to anybody but me. If there is no glacier, there is no iceberg. The iceberg is a reflection of your people pleasing. But people pleasing is not the core problem. It is the manifestation of a deeper problem. Icebergs are the manifestation of a deeper issue. So if you're going to fix people pleasing, you got to fix it by fixing the glacier. Tiff's right. One of my awesome moderators, she's right. Charlotte site coordinator, one of the best ones. It does that. People try to change the fruit instead of going to the root. And this is the easiest way I can explain this. Because a lot of you, 1 out of 3 of you are people pleasers. No, 1 out of 2 of you are people pleasers. And you're trying to fix the people pleasing by making yourself stop people pleasing. You're just trying to melt the iceberg. But when you got a whole sheet of ice that's connected to the floor of the ocean, you ain't gonna solve it that way. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Tammany. I appreciate you. Does this make sense? So we gonna deal with this. How are we gonna deal with this, Doc? And how are you gonna use this diagram to solve my people pleasing? Well, let's go ahead and knock out one thing real quick. This little thing over here in the corner called the sun is critical. That little thing in the corner called the sun is critical. You know why? Because some of you wouldn't even realize you were people pleasers until external things came into your environment that exposed your challenges. Some of you would die people pleasers and not even know it. If not for the sun or other external factors, relationships, family members, people on your job, your children, etc., etc., etc. Unless those things came up to expose your challenges. So we got to be thankful for the sun, because the sun does break off the glacier. It ain't enough to kill the glacier, but it does break it off, which means it reveals we got a deeper problem. This is why some of you should stop being mad at your exes and be thankful, because some of you would have never found therapy unless they hurt your feelings. Some of you wouldn't be working on your anxiety right now if they would have never made you anxious. Some of you wouldn't be working to become the best version of yourself if they wouldn't have cheated on you. Be thankful for the sun that they shined on your life, because it broke up the glacier, and the manifestation of it created some icebergs that let you know you had a problem. Now, I want to give you, I got to do this fast because it's 10:11. I want to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's perfect. How perfect is that? I could come up with 100, but I want to give you 8 easy ways you can spot an iceberg, i.e., a people pleaser. I want you to write all of these down, because this is the thing. Some of you don't even realize that your people pleasing is part of a larger problem. And many of you want me to go to the larger problem. I ain't going to that yet. I'm going to get there. I'll get to the larger problem in a second. But the reason why I'm not jumping right to the root is because sometimes the icebergs are hard to recognize. If you ever been out on a ship and you see a glacier at night, you don't know if it's a glacier or an iceberg. You don't know. So tonight, I want to give you 8 kind of manifestations, some kind of like easy ways, unconventional, easy ways you can spot a people pleaser. I want y'all to write this down. Let me give you some things that I've heard in my work that when clients say it, I automatically call them a people pleaser, and then I prove it. And they're like, wow, I had no idea. That's because you have been paying more attention to the ice cubes, or you've been trying to pay more attention to the foundation or getting to the core of anything, instead of really unwrapping this thing like an onion. 8 easy and unconventional ways to spot a people pleaser. And then we're going to get into some glacier stuff. Y'all ready? Number 1. Let me just give you some things that I've heard clients say. And if you said any of these things and you're not sure you're a people pleaser, you're going to be sure after I give you these 8 things. I could have come up again with 20, 25 on this list. I chose 8 of the big ones that I heard. I had to literally sit down and think, okay, I even went through my notes. What are some of the things that clients have said that have just automatically tipped me off? They're people pleasers. And it helped me just go from there right to the glacier, solve the core of their challenges, and now they don't people please anymore. And here's some things that I heard. You ready? Number 1, I'm just a nice person with a big heart. I'm just a nice person with a big heart. Oh my God. If you've ever uttered the words, I'm just a nice person with a big heart, in response to people asking you why you are handling a certain situation that seems to be dysfunctional the way you are, it is a good chance you're a people pleaser. You know why? Because you can be a nice person and have a big heart and still have a boundary. I don't know who taught you that because you're nice and got a big heart that you can't have boundaries too. I'm telling you, if you've made the phrase, when somebody's asked you why you are dealing with a toxic situation the way you are, and you say, I'm just a nice person, I got a big heart. Let me put my list phone. I'm just a nice person and I got a big heart. People pleaser. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Here's another one. I'm giving you 8. I got to hurry. It's 10, 15. Here's another phrase that I've heard a lot. Write this one down. I just don't want blank to be mad at me. So Doc is like, why are you not addressing this situation with such and such? And then I hear my client say, well, I just don't want blank to be mad at me. I don't want my mama to be mad at me. I don't want my daddy to be mad at me. I don't want my friends to be mad at me. I don't want my kids to be mad at me. You're a people pleaser. As if the anger of a dysfunctional person is your concern. Oh my God. Hey, put this in all caps. The anger or frustration of a dysfunctional person is not my concern. The anger or frustration of a dysfunctional person is not my concern. Y'all having a hard time typing it, ain't you? Because you're probably one of those people that say, I just don't do blank because I don't want blank to be mad at me. And blank being mad at you because you have boundaries is not your problem, it's blank's problem. Man, I'll tell you something. This Saratoga is good. Y'all reach out to Saratoga. I need to sponsor them. Get the info, send it to me. I need to I need to be a spokesman for Saratoga. They done ripped my heart. Let me tell you. Whew. Let me give you a third phrase. Let me give you a third thing you can hear a people pleaser say. This is a big one right here. I already kind of explained this. I started off the talk with this. Some of you might have to rewind back to the beginning. If you've ever said the phrase to explain your dysfunction, and these are things you need to pay attention to when people are explaining this. When you're explaining these icebergs, these cubes on the water, which is dysfunction from the glacier, when you're explaining dysfunction and you say stuff like, I'm just a giver, that's number 3. I look at, why did you do that? I'm just a giver, Doc. I mean, that's just, I've always been a giver. No, you're a people pleaser. Oh my God. You're a people pleaser. And for a lot of you believers, you have taken they've taken the text out of context. I already explained that. I talked about being more blessed to give than receive. I broke that down already. So if you're ever one of those people that say to explain your dysfunction, blame Doc, just blame it on me being a giver, Doc. I just have to blame it, chalk it up on me being a giver, because I'm just the giver, Doc. I'm just the giver. Here's a fourth one. I like this fourth one. The list gets better as we go along. I know, because you have been given an unhealthy relationship with giving. I get on my kids about this. I'm going to use my kids for an example really quickly, and I know they won't mind this. But I've had to tell my kids, right? My kids help me some with my business. Their grandparents are very generous to them. My kids are very helpful. But I've had to tell my kids this, that they have to learn how to say no. I had to borrow $20 from my son this morning, because if your kids go to school and they got any kind of PTA or they have to pay fees, I don't know why for the life of me these schools won't take a card. I don't walk around with cash. And my daughter needed $20, $25, and I had like 7 or 8 ones. And I asked them, I said, because I know they got money. I said, any one of y'all got cash? And my son was like, how much you need? I said, $20. He said, yeah, I got it. I said, well, let your daddy borrow $20. I'll drop y'all off at school, give it to Giselle so she can take her $25 for the things she need to get. And then I'll stop by. I got to go by a store anyway. I'll get cash back, which I ain't like doing that too. And I did that. I hate it. I just hate it. But I've had to get on my kids. You know why? Because my kids will give you the shirt off their back. My kids will give grown-up adults the shirt off their back. And I have to tell them, if you're 11 and 12 and them adults ain't got no shirt, they need to go find a shirt. I'm going to say that slow. I tell my kids, you're 11 and 12. And as great as it is that you're a giver, if an adult don't have no shirt, they need to go find a shirt and not take yours. Let me make sure the mic is on. If an adult takes a shirt from an 11 and 12-year-old, that adult is dysfunctional. Oh my God. So I teach my kids, it's great to be a giver, but you got to pay attention to how you giving. Oh, I'm raising mine. I'm a big stick, because this stuff, especially this giving stuff, if we're being honest, this giving thing can really, really be birthed out of childhood in a major way, which is why number 4 is a big deal. I don't want to hurt their feelings. Kids that have big hearts, that are givers, don't want to disappoint nobody. So they give their last little $2 to a grown person who's able-bodied, who can go out here and find their own $2. And I tell my kids, you don't get no adult no money until you tell me. You know why? Because my job is to help cultivate their heart. So they can say they got a big heart, but they also have boundaries. Here's a 5th one. 4, I don't want to hurt their feelings. We talked about it. Because if you avoiding stuff because you don't hurt folks' feelings, you are part of the problem. You are enabling dysfunction. Y'all ain't supporting this show. Are y'all supporting this show? Hey, subscribers, you're going to have a good one tonight. Y'all think I'm playing. Number 5, you ready? If you have said in response to dysfunction stuff like, well, I don't mean to be a bother, but. let me explain this one because this one might be a little confusing to some of you. If you have found yourself in a position where you had to confront something that's broken or deal with something that's dysfunctional, and instead of you just dealing with it, you start off by saying, well, I don't want to be a bother. I'm not trying to be messy. I'm not trying to cause a problem, but you're a people pleaser. You're a people pleaser. You know how I know? Because when you have clear boundaries and values and expectations, you don't care nothing about bothering nothing. You don't care nothing about bothering nothing. You're going to do what you have to do to solve the problem. And you don't care nothing about nobody feeling inconvenienced when your values have been compromised. You don't care anything about anybody being inconvenienced when your respect has been compromised. Well, yeah, I really don't mean to bother. I don't want it. I don't want to be messy. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. What's the problem? I know off the bat when people start statements with that, they people pleasers. Nothing but people pleasers. Let me give you number 6. This is getting real good. Y'all writing these down? Then we're going to start dealing with this glacier. This making sense? I don't see no salads. Y'all supporting the show? Y'all, you really have to watch this if you're a parent. You really have to watch this if you're a parent. If you are a parent, you have to watch this with your children. Because kids, now, especially if they're sweet kids, I got sweet kids, man. They're good kids, but they're sweet kids. You got sweet kids with a good heart, they'll give you everything they got. But if I catch my kids giving a grown-up something that's able-bodied, I tell even down to like gifts. It's holiday season. Let me tell y'all something. You got kids that are generous and want to give gifts to adults, great. But when your kids 11 and 12, they shouldn't be buying you no $500 gifts. My kids know I like nice things. They know I work hard and earn the things that I have. But my kids, I've also taught my kids gratitude. My kids can go out and get me a keychain for my birthday. And I'm going to wear that keychain and put it around my keys and have it on my desk and do all this stuff. And they give me cards and I'm going to have the cards in front of me all the time. I honor that. Why? Because I'm teaching them how to be comfortable with doing the best they can. Not trying to please folks and get a response from people. And to remember, I got a whole job. Your job is not to go broke at 11 and 12 trying to give me something. And when you do this, you teach your kids how to not be people pleasers. Six. You ready for number 6? You better raise your kids. You better raise your kids. I have to literally stop. Now, the one place I don't mind them giving, they will give at church. They will give at church. And even if they are at church, they go to their papa's and grandma's church, and they want to get and papa and my mom and dad will tell me all the time. Giselle Ford was at church, was at church while he was out of town or whatever. And Giselle Ford are 2 of my top kid givers. They give big amounts. So I believe it. But I even have to ask, hey, how much y'all give? Okay, look, if you want to give more than this amount, text me. If I'm not there with you, text me. And I'll send the money. And I will sow that seed for you. Not because I don't want you to be blessed, but because I want you to recognize you're still a kid. And you get a little bit older, you can give more and give more and give. I know y'all don't like this. And then you wonder why, when you don't teach your kids boundaries at 11 and 12, you wonder why they give away everything they have at 22, 23, 24 with no understanding of a boundary. And then you get shocked. You get shocked when they get ran over in life, taken advantage of by people in the name of giving. I'm raising my kids. 6, you ready? What can I do to make you feel better? Oh, let's get in this relationship space. These last 3, we're going to get into relationships. Number 6, if you've ever uttered the words to a dysfunctional person, what can I do to make you feel better? You are a people pleaser. Y'all not supporting the show. Show ain't. And that's crazy work. Why are y'all asking broken people what you can do to make them feel better? Let me tell you something. There ain't nothing you can do to make a broken person feel better. There is absolutely nothing you can do to make a broken person feel better. Nothing. And here y'all are. Y'all have been cheated on. You have been slapped around. You have been absolutely dogged out. And here you are looking at them, dragging them to me, talking about something. Doc, I'm just here because I want to do whatever I can to make this better. You're a people pleaser. And this be the gag. Y'all get ran over. Y'all are the ones that get offended, and the offender don't even suggest help. So you're the one that got offended, and then you turn around and say, let's go to therapy. I should have put that one on the list. If you've ever recommended therapy after you were offended and the offender did not, you're a people pleaser. You're a people pleaser. And we can put all of these fancy words on it all we want to. I try to simplify the palette. You got to keep in mind, approximately 30 something percent of my clients are first time in this space. They don't understand the big stuff. I just keep it simple. I make the palette real easy to digest. But if you ever been offended by somebody and you the one recommending the therapy, counseling, coaching, and they sitting there with their arms folded, and you tell myself, yeah, I'm gonna do it because I just want us. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, bae. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, bae, to make this work. I like that. Somebody on TikTok said I'm being too nice. I agree. It's gonna get worse, but I agree. And this is how some of us look. Trying to resolve the problems of broken people who don't want to participate in their own rescue. Oh my God. It ain't nothing, y'all, like folks being dragged to me in therapy. When I tell you, it just gets me. When people get dragged in front of my computer screen, I can always tell because they literally look like they seconds from going to Oz. 23-hour lockdown. 2 hides in a cot. That's what they look like. They seconds from going to. Talking to me. I'm not going to put you in prison. Oh my God. Let me give you a better alternative. Anxious people say stuff like, what can I do to make you feel better? Secure people say stuff like, what can we do to make things better? Y'all hear the difference? It's what can I do to make you feel better versus what can we do to make things better? You know why? Because that question introduces something called personal accountability and responsibility. And anybody that talks in the context of resolving problems with a dysfunctional person is a people pleaser. Secure people say we, and I ain't speaking French. Now, what's the next one? I just gave you a better alternative. That's all. Number 7, because I got to get to this glacier. It's 10:34 hour. I wanted to be done by 11. Number 7, my personal favorite. Here you are with a dysfunctional, broken person. It could be your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mama, your daddy, your coworker, whoever. Here you are with this dysfunctional person, and they have no self-awareness. They're not operating in honesty about who they are, where they are, and what they're doing, and they have no self-awareness. And then you look at them and say, hey, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make this work. If you have ever uttered the words to a broken person, to a dysfunctional person, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make this work, you are a people pleaser. Because let me tell you something. Whatever it takes sounds good, but it's dysfunctional. As a secure person, let me be the first to give you an announcement. I'm not willing to do whatever it takes to make anything work. I am. This is such a cognitive reframe that y'all are missing this. I am not willing to do whatever it takes to make anything work. As a secured, healed man, I am not willing to do whatever it takes to make anything work. You know why? Because that's dysfunctional. Whatever means whatever. I'm not compromising my values to make nothing work. Oh my God. I'm not compromising my integrity to make stuff work. Oh my God. I'm not losing who I am just to make something work. Oh my God. I'm not compromising my authenticity just to make something work. Oh my God. This is why I be laughing at people who be posting about success. I'm posting from a lens of success, and all they're doing is copying somebody else and have yet to walk in a space of authenticity yet and are acting like they're success. No, you're not. You have given up your authenticity for views, likes, and members. And if you have to compromise your authenticity to make money, to have members, to have relationships, you're just as fake as they come. You are one of those people that are willing to do whatever it takes. That would make you a people pleaser. And you know what? It's harder to win when you are who you are. Took me a long time to get here, and I'm still on the chitlin circuit. Doc ain't made it yet. I had to remind us like coordinator this. This still the chitlin circuit. Doc not packing out no arenas and stadiums yet. This stuff takes work, dedication, commitment, consistency. Most importantly, it takes authenticity. And I'm telling you, I am not willing to do whatever it takes to make nothing work. And you have never heard that explained that way, because most of you have an unhealthy relationship with that phrase, and you've been saying it. Bae, because it's special relation. Bae, I'll do whatever it takes. And you know why? Because you have a make it last forever spirit. You got a Keith Sweat spirit. Make it last forever and ever and ever. Make it last forever. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, no. Oh my God. You literally have a Keith Sweat spirit. I don't. Secure people don't have no Keith Sweat spirit. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. You gotta take a deep breath to get it too. Oh no, 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 no. Come up from that water, do it again. Oh no. Every time I hear somebody say, every time somebody sits in front of my computer screen with their significant other and their other and them are dysfunctional, and they say, Doc, I'm just here because, I want to do whatever it takes to make it work. I be wanting to grab my nose and be like, whoa. I'm supposed to sound bad on purpose, y'all. Doc can hold a note. Baby, I love you. Make it last forever and ever. In fact, the next client couple that gets in front of me, or the next person that gets in front of me and makes the statement, I'm doing whatever, I'm willing to do whatever it takes with a broken, dysfunctional person who is not operating in self awareness, I'm going to turn to the side. Baby, I love you. Make it last forever. And watch me. Mark my word. Leads me to number 8. Are y'all supporting the show? Caitlin talking about, so you gonna say that Saturday just to make me say, don't play with me because I do it. Number 8. You ready? Here's an 8 thing. Y'all, we're gonna run over 11. We're not gonna make 11. Because I gotta identify the glacier. I'm gonna give you some things that make up the glacier, and then I'm done. Number 8. 90s R&B made us delusional. You know what? You know who else we could throw in number 7? I'm gonna get to number 8 in a second. Y'all just bear with me. You know what else we can throw in number 7? The Barbers and Shirleys. The Barbers and Shirleys. Because you delusion, when you're willing to do whatever it takes, you'll pick up the phone, ladies. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Barbara. No, listen for y'all. Hi, Barbara. This Shirley. Some of y'all don't even know what that is. Just Google it. Google Barbara and Shirley song and listen. That's for all of you calling folks outside of your relationships, getting them involved in something that you ain't gonna leave. Oh my God. Ain't nothing like people fighting over a dysfunctional relationship with a person that's got a third party and you ain't going nowhere anyway. I'm coming to you woman to woman. I got a shirt. I'll probably wear it next week. You know what the shirt it says? I should be selling these on the website soon, hopefully in October, working with the team to try to get this together. I have a shirt. I could run upstairs and get this shirt if y'all don't believe me. I have a shirt that says, "Hey Barbara, leave Shirley alone." It's going to be a bestseller. There's a word in that shirt. You calling the wrong person. In fact, put all of that in the chat. Put that in the chat right now. Hey Barbara, leave Shirley alone. Y'all don't believe I got that shirt. It is upstairs in my closet. This product line is going to be amazing. And I wear it. I go to the kids' game, my son's flag football, and I'm sitting out there with my Capri Sun and my lawn chair, my legs crossed, and my shirt that say, "Hey Barbara, leave Shirley alone," because some of them soccer mamas need to see it. Oh my God. Leave Shirley alone. That leads me to number 8. Let me hurry up because I'm rambling. This is the fastest and best 90 minutes many of you gonna ever get in counseling therapy. Number 8. Overthinkers. Overthinkers. Oh, I can't wait to drop that link, Tanya. I can't. It's gonna be great. Overthinkers. If you are an overthinker, you are a people pleaser. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There is a direct line between overthinking and people pleasing. You know why? Because when you align your life up with your values, it ain't nothing to go back and forth with. You ain't got a lot of time and energy to go back and forth with yourself over what ifs and thoughts and When you make decisions in alignment with your values, it ain't no back and forth. Y'all don't believe I got that shirt. Hold on. Hey, support the show.
Make sure that the same phase where that switch release and forces.
Did y'all support the show? Because I know y'all want to see this shirt, don't you? Nope, y'all ain't support this show. That's all right. Y'all gonna support this t-shirt. What that say? What that say? Hold on. Let me straighten it up. What that say? Hey Shirley, leave Barbara alone. Oh my God. You ready? What that say on the back? Hashtag what? Wear it to your next PTA meeting. Some of y'all need to wear it to church. Oh my God. I don't know why y'all think I be playing in line. Some of y'all need to wear it to, you need to wear it to your PTA meeting. You need to wear it to the beauty salon. Gonna be one of my best sellers. Overthinkers, your thinking will materialize into erratic behavior. And that's the problem with overthinkers. It absolutely materializes into erratic behavior, which will cause you to function without thought or reason. Erratic behavior, when you describe something, let me give you a definition of erratic behavior. When I describe somebody as being erratic, all I'm saying is that they're behaving without thought or reason. They're behaving without thought or reason. Erratic behavior is behaving without thought or reason. When you are an overthinker, you will behave erratically. And that automatically, people pleasing and overthinking a decision that doesn't align with your values is a form of erratic behavior. Going back and forth in your mind. Should I not? Should I say it? Should I not? Should I go? Should I not? Should I do this? Should I not? Should I accept it? Should I not? It's erratic. You shouldn't be going back and forth like the Aaliyah record. Now that I've given you some icebergs to consider, let's talk about this fella right here, this glacier. So we know, based on some of these easy things you can spot out people pleasers with, we know that these icebergs come from a greater thing. Hold on. Wait. I'm about to give you some examples of some layers that represent the foundation of being a people pleaser, right? Remember, we said that the glacier was the foundation. It is the core reason, or it represents the core wounds that you have that create people pleasing. People pleasing is the secondary action. The wound is the first action. So when you people please, that's secondary. Are y'all following what I'm saying? Again, there are no icebergs if there is no glacier. People pleasing is secondary. There's a greater core wound or wounds that contribute to people pleasing. And I want to walk through some of those. But before I do, I got something to tell y'all. I have something to tell you. Where did I put it? Oh, I got something to tell y'all. Thank you, Angelica, for your support. Y'all are not supporting this show good tonight, and I'm not leaving it up. I'm not, and I hate it. I got a client who sent me, supported the show about 3 hours before it started, said, Doc, please leave it up. I might just have to give her access to the recording. I'm not leaving this up. Y'all not supporting the show tonight. You're freeloading. I got something to show y'all. Got a little announcement to make. And this is important, especially for 2026, because you should already be planning for 2026, what your focus points are going to be, what your word of the year is going to be. You should be getting ready to sign up for my beginning of the year course. The spring course starts next weekend. Sign up for that if you haven't already. Y'all, guess what? Many of you have said to me for at least 2 years, Doc, Why don't you, Doc, create a journal? You would be great with a journal, your work, create a journal. And I said, when the first came, I don't want to do a journal because the way I teach journaling and the way y'all pick up these little journals in Target and stuff is just not the same. And it's going to be too time consuming. And it's going to probably be too hard. Because working with Doc is hard work. We do real work. But because Doc doesn't have a life and all he does is work and take care of his kids, in between the tour and all this stuff, Doc's been working on his journal. Guess what? Let me show y'all something. I created a journal that's going to be launching in October called The Work. It's called The Work. A healing journey for your healing journal. A healing journal for your healing journey. It's literally called The Work. And get this. Y'all ready? This journal has 900 writing prompts, 60 guided prompts, and 12 closing reflections. It is a 360-day journal that is 465 pages long. Oh my God. There ain't another journal like it on the market. There ain't another journal like it on the market. Nowhere. And when I say there are levels, there are levels. 900 writing prompts. 900, not 90, not 9. 900. It's called The Work. You know why? Because if you complete this, you're going to be able to say you did some work. Now, some of you should be asking, what's the price? It ain't going to be cheap. Unapologetically. Because some of you are going to be able to do this journal and listen to these lives. You might fire your therapist, your counselor, your coach. The journal walks you through the 5 areas of healing. It walks you through my value system. It walks you through my life change cycle in 360 days. Oh my God. And it's called The Work. Hi. It's called The Work. So surprise, that's 3 books this year. 1 ebook, 1 hard book, 1 journal, released in 1 year. Yeah, they're coming for it. The bandits are absolutely coming for this one. But I'm telling y'all now, it's not going to be cheap. And Michonne's right. Price shouldn't matter. But it's not going to be cheap. This will be the most expensive journal you've ever bought. And guess what it's going to take to complete it, y'all? Discipline, commitment, consistency, and repetition. If you don't like doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're not going to be able to finish this journal. If you get bored easily, you're not going to finish this journal. Boredom will stunt your growth. It's called The Work. Link should drop probably. Link should drop probably for pre-orders by the end of next week. for shipping probably by mid-October, which is perfect. That gives you the rest of October, November, December, the game plan to read through it. You're going to see it's pretty consistent. The days are pretty much the same, but you got to read through it, and really, you're going to have to force yourself to really think to go through these prompts. You're going to have to do some real writing and thinking. You ain't going to be no 5-minute journal. You're going to have to dedicate some time. And then that way, if you want to start in January, you can start in January. Some of y'all might get it and start as soon as you get it. Knock yourself out. There ain't no better way to start 26. Now I got this little idea that I might just do a journal a year. I don't know. Let's talk about this glacier. I don't have a price yet. I have an idea. I'll have that settled within 48 hours. Working through some stuff, getting my ISBN straight. I'll have that settled within 48 hours. But I'm telling y'all, this ain't no $20, $30 journal. It ain't no $50 journal either. It's 900 writing prompts, 60 guided prompts, and 12 closing responsive prompts. Almost 1,000 writing prompts in 465 pages. The thing, y'all, is that thick. And it's called The Work. It's the perfect title, ain't it? I can't wait. I'm excited. I love it. All right. So let's talk about this glacier. Let me give you some layers to this glacier. Doc, so when I get people going, I say, yeah, so you're a people pleaser. Oh, yeah. Again, thank y'all for your support. Y'all support the show so I can lead this up. Okay, now y'all support. I see some support coming in. I had to fuss at y'all because I'm telling you, I'm going to take this down if you don't. We are a little ways off for support tonight, is what I'll say. I'm not going to turn this into no offering line. We're a little ways off, so I need y'all to support the show. When people figure out through this work, well, I'm a people pleaser. What are some of the wounds? What are some of the things that represent the glacier that are contributing to my people pleasing? Let me give you a list. No particular order, y'all. I'm just going to run through them, all right? Because remember, the glacier represents the wounds that undergird behaviors we can see. I want you to record that. The glacier represents the wounds that undergird people pleasing or behaviors we can see. The glacier represents the wounds that undergird. They're underwater. We can't see it, but they hold up these things that we can see, like people pleasing, like overthinking, like I'm just a giver, like I'm just a nice person, like I don't mean to bother, blah, 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 blah. Right? Thank you for your support. Appreciate that, Miss Barbara. Appreciate it. Right? So what are some of those wounds? Well, let me give you some of those wounds that make up the glacier. The very first one that I would put, because I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had about 12, and I said, let me cut this back so I can finish it tonight. It's 11:02. Let me give you a few that I've seen, right? And again, it's just overall. Number one, a general sense of anxiousness. I want you to write that down. All of those behaviors, and this is probably the best layer to start. If you think an onion now and just peel, right? When a person is a people pleaser and you hear these things like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't mean to be a bother. What can I do to make it better? I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it work. They got to keep sweat spirit, blah, blah, blah. Then we can get to a lot of wounds, but I typically start right around just general anxiousness, which means if you're a people pleaser, your attachment style is probably anxious. I want you to record that. Breaking news. Dun, 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 dun. If you're a people pleaser, your attachment style is probably anxious. There is a 95% chance you have an anxious attachment style. Off the bat. Because people pleasers are going to sacrifice their values to make sure other people are good, other people are okay. That is anxiousness at its finest. Demetra says she wants the live to stay up. Y'all support. She's just getting on from work. Welcome, Demetra. I appreciate you. You're a regular supporter. How do you define anxiousness, Doc? Well, I'm thinking about book number 6, hard copy book next year, being on healing attachment styles. I think it's overdue. You guys really enjoy talking about attachment styles. I like studying attachment styles. I think I have a very unique way through my work on healing to help people heal their attachment styles. And so I'm thinking about making book number 6 on how to heal your attachment style. It's going to be great. But let me define anxiousness for you. This is how I define anxiousness. You ready? You are anxious when you possess or to possess distorted, unaligned mental and emotional energy regarding things you can or cannot control. I define anxiousness as possessing distorted, unaligned mental and emotional energy regarding things you can or cannot control. Write this down. Put this in your journal. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler tomorrow and the rest of the weekend. Anxiousness I define as possessing distorted, unaligned mental and emotional energy regarding things you can or cannot control. So when a person says they are anxious, I define that as having distorted and unaligned mental and emotional energy regarding things you can or cannot control. I've read a lot of books on attachment styles. This definition is the easiest way to explain anxiousness, even in the context of an attachment style. That when a person has an anxious attachment style, they have a distorted and unaligned mental and emotional energy. Their thoughts and their feelings are not on the same page. And not only are they not on the same page, they disagree so much so that it causes them to fret, to be on edge about things they either can or cannot control. That's anxiousness 101 in 30 seconds. Thank you, Aisha, for your support. Appreciate you. So, a big part of this glacier is anxiousness. A huge part of this glacier is anxiousness. A huge part of people pleasing, anxiousness. They're literally like twin brother and sister. Salt and pepper, peanut butter and jelly, ice cube and yo-yo. Oh my God. They go together like ice cube and yo-yo. Anxiousness and people pleasing. At the core of people pleasing, which is the iceberg, at the core, a big part of that core, anxious attachment style. Hey, y'all, spoiler alert. The stuff that I'm giving you, oh man, I forgot to take my magnesium. I'll be snoring in about hopefully 30, 40 minutes. Hey, y'all, I forgot to tell you. The things that make up the core or the foundation of your people pleasing, these things become your to-do list. So this list that I'm giving you now is really your to-do list. If you have a people pleasing issue, then this list that I'm giving you about the glaciers, this is your to-do list. Okay? So you got to work on your anxious attachment style. Number 2, another big part of this glacier, what I call clingy energy. Clingy energy. I'm talking about things that causes people to be a people pleaser. One of the big things that causes people to be a people pleaser is just this clingy energy. People that are people pleasers are also masters of holding on. Uh-oh. Oh my God. Masters at holding on, professionals at holding on too long. I want you to write that down. That's a bar. If you're a people pleaser, that's the iceberg. At your core, you have clingy energy. I've explained this to hundreds of clients. At your core, you have clingy energy, and that makes you a master of holding on and a professional at holding on too long. Serena said, take your magnesium double dose. Traffic is ridiculous. Yeah, Dallas traffic is kind of wild. It is. You're masters at holding on and professionals at holding on too long. That's because at the core of your people pleasing, y'all, at the glacier or the core of your people pleasing is this clingy energy. You got to work on that. And we could even peel that back even further because clingy energy can come through, the way you were raised, your relationship with things like abandonment, fear, rejection, love, right? So clearly, when you get into this glacier thing, you're really getting into layers of work. The glacier represents layers of work. It ain't just one string of ice. Does this make sense? I want you to record that. The glaciers represent layers of work, which means you could go deeper and deeper and deeper. You're not just dealing with one string of ice here. The glaciers represent layers of work. Okay? So that's another one, clingy energy. Here's another one. Show me a people pleaser. Here's a third one at the foundation of this glacier work. If you show me a people pleaser, I'll show you somebody who has a hard time saying no. That's number 3. I don't know a single people pleaser that also doesn't struggle with saying no. That's something you got to work on. It's on your to-do list now. If you tuned in and you want to deal with this people pleasing, go ahead and put saying no on your list, because I don't know too many people that are people pleasers who also don't struggle with saying no. Well, Doc, I don't have a problem saying no, but I I I I don't have I'm not a people pleaser, Doc, because I don't have a hard time saying no, but I'm not secure either. Then you might be avoidant. Avoidance a pro at saying no. Pros at saying no. But the problem with being an avoidant and being comfortable saying no, you'll say no to run away from responsibility and accountability. Uh-oh. So some of y'all think you're safe because you don't mind saying no. But if you're not secure and you don't mind saying no, you're probably avoidant, because then you're probably on the opposite end of the pendulum. And we're not talking about avoidance tonight, but hear me. If you don't have a hard time saying no, but you're not secure, you might be avoidant. And you might be one of those people that say no to just avoid accountability and responsibility, as a way of mentally and emotionally disassociating from stuff that you ought to be addressing. That's why we call you avoidance runners and track stars. You gonna run away when it gets hard. Okay? Number 4. I did a video about this today. It was right on time. Another element of the glacier for the people pleaser. People pleasers live in survival mode by default. People pleasers live in survival mode by default, which means your normal as a people pleaser is literally on a day-to-day basis just trying to survive. And because you live just trying to survive, you are willing to sacrifice anything, including your needs, your desires, your interest. You are willing to sacrifice anything in order to just see another day. Oh my God. There is nothing healthy about that. There is nothing at all healthy about that. So if you're one of those people that are living in survival mode and survival mode has become comfortable for you, you're probably also one of those people that are comfortable in chaos. Let me tell you something. It is not normal to be comfortable in chaos. I want you to put that in your notes and put it big. It is nothing normal. There is nothing normal about being comfortable in chaos. Nothing. I don't care what nobody told you. There is nothing normal about normalizing chaos. Y'all, TikTok really has me out the algorithm tonight. It ain't but 68 people on TikTok. TikTok just really just hates me. Oh, Lord. There's nothing normal about normalizing chaos. Nothing at all. So if you live in survival mode and you think that's okay, if you think it's okay to just be living and moving and making decisions by the second, just minute to minute, not knowing what tomorrow's going to be, not knowing what the next moment's going to be, none of this. If you think that's okay, you are normalizing chaos. And I'm telling you right now, you are probably a people pleaser by default because you will do whatever it takes for you to survive. And let me tell you something. I'm not willing to do just whatever it takes to survive. No, I'm willing to do things that align with my values to survive. And if something falls apart or has to fall apart because it doesn't work with my values, then so be it. I would rather something fall apart because it didn't work with my values than to compromise my values just to try to survive and make something work. It is the perspective of the secure and the healed. Y'all got y'all's tickets for Dallas? Hurry up and get them. We got to get rid of 25 more tickets by Saturday. Get your tickets for Dallas. Book a plane flight tomorrow. Y'all come on. If you're in the Texas area, I want to see you. Let me give you a fifth one. I got 3 more, and then I'm done. 11:15. Let me hurry up. This helping anybody? Huh? Hope this is helpful. Number 5. This is a big one. I ain't got time to deal with this. People who are people pleasers will mentally and emotionally gaslight themselves. I could stop the live on this one. People who are people pleasers, they're icebergs, people pleasers. At the core are people that I found, and again, this is of a list of many things that I could have used tonight. I'm giving you your to-do list. Will absolutely mentally and emotionally gaslight themselves. What does that mean, Doc? What does gaslighting yourself mean? I'll tell you. It's when you tell yourself stupid stuff to convince yourself that the situation you're in is acceptable. You literally come up with foolishness to convince yourself that the situation you're in is normal, that it is normal to be in an abusive relationship. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my God. That a relationship is something that it's really not. Some of y'all who are quick to say and everybody else is gaslighting you, the truth is, if you're a people pleaser, 95% of the time, you gaslighting yourself. Oh my God. People pleasers are pros at gaslighting themselves. Y'all don't like this, do you? This is hard, ain't it? You pros. You pros at telling lies to yourself. You are pros at telling lies to yourself about yourself. About the stuff you accept, about the stuff that is acceptable, about the stuff, yeah, clock it. Clock it. You pros at it. And I've had to literally look clients in their face and tell them to just stop lying to themselves. Just stop. I got clients on this call. If y'all don't believe I talk to my clients like this, just ask the question in the chat and read. What you're not gonna do is bad enough that you're trying to gaslight me. What you ain't gonna do is pay money to sit on here and gaslight yourself in front of me. That ain't happening. Coach Sean, what's up, brother? Says, I got people who gaslight themselves through prayer. It's crazy. You're absolutely right. And you know why? Notice I said will mentally and emotionally gaslight themselves. What are the 5 areas of healing? Interesting. They are mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physical, financial. Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial. No, bro. First of all, who is this? Call me bro. No, bro, you ain't saying nothing we don't already know. No, some of y'all don't know this. I mean, if you did, you wouldn't be in therapy for years. So some of y'all don't know this. No disrespect. Oh my God. But listen, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial. Notice I said will mentally and emotionally gaslight yourself. Let me help you. For all of you that's going to God in prayer for stuff you are mentally and emotionally ignoring, all you're doing is not praying, you hoping and wishing. Your prayers come with more clarity when there's mental and emotional agreement. You need to get the 5 areas of healing. I explained this. Your prayers come with more power and authority when you have mental emotional agreement. So let me ask you a crazy question. If you are mentally and emotionally gaslighting yourself, what are you asking God exactly? Buddha, Allah, whatever you praying to. If you are gaslighting yourself mentally and emotionally, what are you praying about? And how sincere is a prayer that ain't even mentally and emotionally authentic? I quit. I'm going to just stop. How sincere is a prayer that is not even mentally or emotionally sincere? And it's funny. One of my favorite clients, I had to get on her recently. I get on her, and she said to me at the end, Doc, you just really just had your way with me today. Yeah, I did. I had to get on her. And I looked at her and said, get out your prayer closet and get some mental and emotional alignment. Oh my God. Some of y'all spend more time in the prayer closet. Ain't nothing wrong with praying. Doc, pray every day. Multiple times. But you ready for this? You can be in your prayer closet for 24 hours. If you walk out of it and you still mentally and emotionally gaslighting yourself, all you've done is spend a whole day in there sweating and crying. That's it. Doc, that's not right, Doc. That's harsh, Doc. Well, if you're a Christian, I've got a Bible verse. Muslims, atheists, y'all bear with me for 30 seconds, okay? Because I know you're on the call. I appreciate you supporting my work. I mean it. I got a Bible verse that supports this. You ready? God honors the prayers of a broken heart and a contrite spirit. You know what that means? He responds better to our prayers when it comes from a broken place. That word broken in the Hebrew is translated as pure. So when you don't have no mental emotional alignment, but you spending all day praying, and you gaslighting yourself about a relationship that you refuse to leave, but you've been praying about it all day, but you are not mentally and emotionally being authentic, your prayer is not going to work. Oh my God. I know. Y'all ain't never heard it taught like this. Because most of y'all only fall out and shout in church. That's all you do. You ain't getting no solid teaching. He honors a broken spirit and a contrite heart. Contrite, sincere. So he wants your spirit pure. He wants your heart sincere. And you cannot have a pure spirit. You cannot have a pure spirit if you are mentally and emotionally gaslighting yourself. Oh my God. Yes. Sean, you got to get that one, brother. It don't make sense. I just be laughing at y'all. Yeah, doc. And I asked my, so what have you been doing since last time? Well, I just been praying, doc. Doc, I just been praying. I've been talking to God. What you been talking to him about? I do. What you be talking to him about? Well, I just be talking to him and asking him to heal my heart. Heal my spirit. It sounds real. Heal my spirit. We get real deep when we talk about this. Just hear my heart and hear my spirit. And then I'll say, okay, well, do you have mental and emotional agreement here? Are you mentally and emotionally being honest with yourself about how you are seeing this situation? Doc, I think I'm struggling. How do you know? Because I still think about them. I know they cheated on me and they got a secret baby in China, but I still think about them every day and just wonder, what was wrong with me? Wait a minute. You said you've been in your prayer closet all day. So you've been in your prayer closet all day. And your prayer closet still has you wondering about a person who cheated on you and got a secret baby in China. And you're asking yourself, did you do something different? Or could you have done something different? Ma'am, sir, that's mental and emotional gaslighting. And you ain't doing it to me, you doing it to yourself. Because you skipping over all of that and you praying, talking about some you want your you just want to be healed. Oh my God. I just be like, really? Sean said, who is that in prayer closet? Because ain't no way God is giving this clearance. That's the clearance closet. It don't make no sense. Y'all, that's a big one. I could do a whole live on that. God wants your spirit pure and sincere, and your heart sincere. I saw Mary Ann. Thank you so much for the Muslims, and thank you for your support. I love it. Oh my God. Nobody in my position. I I I believe, and it's not bragging, y'all. I'm blessed, and I'm saying this with a high level of humility, but also with a high sense of pride. I don't think anybody has a more diverse audience than I do, and I love it. As a believer, to have clients that are Muslim and atheist and agnostic and Buddhist, it says a lot about me and my work. For real, healing is a universal language for humanity. So, Mary Ann, thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate that. She shared a verse, and I love it. I love it. Number 6. I got 2 more and I'm done. Let me hurry up. It's 11:28. and the numbers are climbing. I think y'all want me to go live late. Don't worry. When volleyball season, AAU volleyball season start with my daughter, this live might be starting about 9:30, 10. I'm just telling y'all, I don't have a choice. It's the only way I can still continue to do it for a season anyway, or during the season. Number 6, we're talking about the glacier. Let me give you 2 more things. Another big part of this glacier right here that explains people pleasing. 6, poor mental, emotional, and physical boundaries. This is a big one. Poor mental, emotional, and spiritual boundaries. Poor mental, emotional, and I'm sorry, not spiritual, and physical boundaries. Poor mental, emotional, and physical boundaries. I ain't gonna be late, but when I get to Dallas Saturday, I just want the crowd to do one thing. I want to walk in there and I want to say, the stars at night are big and bright. And I want everybody in the crowd to do this. Deep in the heart of Texas. That's all I want. I'm going to walk in, they're going to clap, and everybody sit down. I'm going to say, the stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas. My weekend going to be made. Poor mental, emotional, and physical boundaries. If you have poor mental, emotional, or physical boundaries, or if you're a people pleaser, I can almost guarantee you have poor mental, emotional, and physical boundaries. Make no mistake about it. Y'all think I'm playing. Watch me do it. Sion, if you listening, Dallas team, you better get the crowd ready. Because if I come out there and do that and they don't be ready with that clap, because my media team going to catch this, we going to clip that. We going to clock it. We going to clock that. Y'all better be ready. Don't mess my footage up. If you are a people pleaser, you have poor mental, emotional, and physical boundaries. And that goes without saying. We don't have to explain that. We talked about that. Here's the last one, and I'm done. And it's really not the last one. The last one I will discuss tonight, because it's a lot. I can literally do this. I can literally do a whole series on this right here. I hope this diagram was helpful. Okay? I hope it was. A 7th thing that can be in this glacier that I've seen through my work is what I call desperate energy. What does desperate energy look like? It's giving Black Pee Wee Herman has killed me. Oh my God. I am a nerd, but I'm not Pee Wee Herman though. Nah, I ain't in no movie theaters doing crazy stuff. Oh my God. Nah, but I am a nerd, proudly. Proud nerd. In real life too. Desperate energy. What does desperate energy look like? Let me define desperate energy. This is how I define it. You ready? I define desperate energy as a poor relationship with no rejection and general fear of abandonment. Record it. Desperate energy, I define it as having a poor relationship with no rejection and a general fear of abandonment. A poor relationship with no rejection and a general fear of abandonment. Somebody said in the comments, pick me energy. That's where that stems from, right? So you can take desperate energy, which is a part of this glacier, and pull that back. So you get into other behaviors that become other icebergs, like pick me energy, like settling for whatever. For those of you that love to just settle, that comes from desperate energy. That comes from desperate energy. Y'all, was this helpful? Was this helpful? At all? This helpful? Yeah, we're only at 35K. They really banned us good tonight, April. I don't know what I did. It's crazy to me. And it's this little thing up here that's saying engage with viewers. We engage with them. They don't like the way we engage, but it works for us. Was this helpful, y'all? I hope it was. I need y'all to support the show. Listen, if you are in the Dallas area, Get your ticket. Somebody bought a ticket tonight. I think a few people bought a ticket or two tonight. Get a ticket. Y'all stop being so last minute so my Dallas team can stop passing out and worrying about this. I told them, I don't care if it's 20 people or 100. I'm going to talk to whoever's there, and it's going to be a great time. All right? This is the Chitlin circuit. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's a small crowd, but it's all good. All right, so get your ticket if you haven't already. If you haven't gotten a copy of Let It Go, get those. Those are flying off the shelf. I have new dates available for the 3-hour couples intensive. For those of you that want to do some work and you're in a partnership or a couple or marriage, whatever, 3 hours of work. It's a great value. I'm going to get you on my calendar much sooner than having to wait several months. What else is missing? LA. If you have not got your ticket for LA, October the 4th, that's going to be great. I have a really awesome thing that I'm doing on October the 4th that I'm introducing tomorrow. You will see it on my story tomorrow, on my video post tomorrow, that I'm doing with college students in LA right before this tour talk. And the first 20, I think it is, Mary, or 25 students or 25 registrants for LA are going to be able to sign up for this intimate conversation that I'm going to have with a good, awesome woman out of LA. I'll talk more about her probably next week's live. I'll get into this more and really fully announce it, but you'll see it on my story tomorrow, Professor Wyan, and it's awesome. So be on the lookout for that. The course, Healing Forward, starts September the 20th. Check it out. If you have not signed up for the course, make sure you do that. And then, of course, New Orleans, November the 15th. We're going to be there. That stop is a $20 stop. We're doing that in honor of the 20-year Hurricane Katrina anniversary. And I really wanted to do that for that community there. And so New Orleans helped me pack out the place. We'll have products there for those of you that want to purchase products, but it's $20 tickets. It's no VIP. It's just straight $20, and it's going to be great because we really wanted to just make sure that we did something for that city that's really been through a lot. So make sure you do that and support that talk. And then, of course, probably by next week, pre-sales for the work will start with shipping in the mid to late October range. And these are going to fly off the shelf. There are a lot to put together, as you would imagine, because it's 465 pages, 900 guided prompts. My stats, my numbers. 900 writing prompts, 60 guided prompts, and 12 closing reflections. It's a monster. 425 pages of a journal, and it is a 360-day activity. And so it's going to be the best journal you've ever been involved in. And I'm excited about it. And so hopefully those will be released for pre-sales by the end of next week for delivery into the month of October. All right. Hey, support the show. If you have not supported the show, I highly encourage you to do that right away. And if we have enough people that have supported the show, we will leave this show up so that people can see it. If not, we will have it available for subscribers. If you have not subscribed to Instagram or Patreon, do that right away. Also, that's right. Thank you, April, for reminding me. My books will open for new clients in November. I'm going to try to push it as far back to around Thanksgiving time as I possibly can, because I do still have some clients that are working through some things. I was looking at my books today and just thinking about when is the best time to release the books. I can say to you that when I open up for new clients, it's a good chance if you're a new client, you're not going to start until January, because I do have clients that are into the month of November. So I'm trying to time this perfectly. It is somewhat of an art to do it and make sure you do it right. But if you are interested in getting on my books to become a new client, those books should be opening in November sometime. And I typically like to do it around Thanksgiving because it is really good time that people are motivated to go ahead and start making plans for the next year. So there is that purpose behind it as well. All right. Okay. Please bring mine to Dallas. I'll be ready to purchase. Well, I don't have any copies of the work ready. I don't, but I will have other books there in Dallas. I don't have any copies of the work yet. Yes, I'll be signing up for new clients in November. Yes, and those clients will likely start in January. So again, I typically only open my books 2 times a year because those clients do last for some time, not a very long time, but I sign up a lot when I do open up. And so you guys make sure you jump in. If you've ever signed up as a new client, let me just go ahead and give you the heads up now. The cost and price information will all be there, but you really want to set an alarm to do it. My packages, especially, will sell out within minutes. The last time we opened up in the spring, my 3 session packages they sold out in 2 minutes. It doesn't take long. So make sure I'll have more information about that as we get closer to the date. But I just want to put that on your radar now, so you're thinking about that as you're making plans for 2026 and doing some work. I would love to do work with you. All right, y'all, support the show. Appreciate each and every one of you. Have an amazing night. Dallas, I'll see y'all in 24 hours. Y'all better be there. I can't wait. If you're in the Texas area, make sure you get to Dallas, carpool with some friends, and get to Dallas. I want to see y'all this weekend, and I can't wait to be there. All right. Love y'all. Peace and blessings. Have a good night. See you soon. Take care.